Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I received from God is the celebrity. The scripture comes from Acts 7:39 through 42. But our ancestors refused to obey him. Instead, they rejected him and in their hearts turned back to Egypt. They told Aaron, "Make us gods who will go before us." As for this fellow Moses who led us out of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him. That was the time they made an idol in the form of a calf. They brought sacrifices to it and revealed in what their own hands had made. But God turned away from them and gave them over to the worship of the sun, moon, and stars. This agrees with what is written in the book of the prophets. Did you bring me sacrifices and offerings 40 years in the wilderness, people of Israel? So I feel like this message is for somebody. I don't know if this is a celebrity, but it is somebody, possibly a celebrity, yeah, that actually was of God. God pulled them out of something. They were going through it. They had a hard time. God pulled them out of it, gave them this status, and they decided God asked them to turn away from the ways of Egypt. God asked them, God pulled them out of it, okay? This may be someone that they were at once in a time, they were in this big place. And when they got to that peak, they started to go under, I hear. Like, regardless if they started messing with drugs or if they started I hear living in the streets. They really went through it. They really went through it at this celebrity status, following the ways of Egypt. And God pulled them out of it, okay? And after God pulled them out of it, they did not like the way they were living. They felt as though they were struggling. They did not like that they didn't have all the glamour and the paparazzi. They wanted the attention that they received while they were with Egypt. So they turned around to go back to Egypt. And I feel like this is something that just happened. They just turned around to go back to Egypt. And they said, well, since God is not going to stand by me while I'm in Egypt, I'm going to create my own idol. I'm going to create my own God, and I'm going to pray to it. And God is saying, and that's the message, literally. God is going to allow you, like, whoever this is, if you are watching this video, whatever it is that happened to you while you was out there before is going to happen again, and it's going to be 10 times worse. Because God brought you out of it and you turned back to it. And I don't know what it is that you decided is making you unhappy. I don't know what it is that that made you unhappy about the life that God gave you. But God is saying, did you bring me sacrifices and offerings 40 years in the wilderness? Like, I feel like you didn't even sacrifice anything to God. But here you are sacrificing to an idol that you created with your own hands. And God is saying, okay. And that's literally the message. Like, that's the message. That's it. God is saying, since you want to turn back to these idols, since you want to turn back to idolatry, and you want to keep running back to Egypt after God brought you out of Egypt, you already know what's going on there. Yes, you had the fame and the glamour, but you also know of the sin and the horrors that you experienced that God had to pull you out of, but you insist on going back. And since you insist on going back, God said he is not going to be with you as you go back. And that's the message, okay? Yeah, that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.